You must be wondering why the Friends theme song. It's a great stress reliever, isn't it? It's for me. I'm joking. It actually played a pivotal role in my journey as immigrant in United States of America. You see, prior to 1999, I hardly spoke English. My entire education was done in my mother tongue, Marathi. Even in engineering college, where medium of delivery of education was English, I was surrounded by people who spoke same language as me, and so I hardly had to communicate in English. So when I moved to US in 99, now suddenly I'm in this different environment where I had to speak English. And I was so scared. I was so scared of not knowing right words, not knowing how to frame sentences, not knowing cultural nuances. So in general, very, very depressing period of my life. On top of that, my roommate of 2 weeks, she suddenly decided to move to Texas, leaving me all alone. No friends, no roommate. At work, I did not have any immigrant who had moved from India. And additionally, most of my coworkers were all males. For some reason, this group of, bunch of engineers loved talking about cars. And I had never, even sat behind a steering wheel my whole life. So I had no idea what to say. Most of the time, I would just eat by myself, or even if I'm with them, I'm just, smiling, being a nice girl. So they started knowing me as this nice Indian shy girl. Indian, 100%. Every DNA of me. But shy, that I was not. Throughout my life, I had participated in speech competitions, dance competitions, had won awards. I was always part of student council, even in engineering college. And now suddenly I'm this, people know me as shy girl. That was not, that was not me. And that was crushing my confidence. I just couldn't understand, what do I do now? How do I get over this? 24 years later, here I am standing in front of you as TEDx speaker, obviously speaking in English. I am also a tech director at Amazon Music. I run an organization for subscriptions and identity org. I have about 100 plus employees in my team. I participate routinely in leadership panels. I attend conferences. I speak about leadership. I speak about whatever tech topics. So something happened since 99 to now. And it all started with friends, if you believe. So the story is, when my roommate left for Texas, she had left her TV with me. And I did not have cable, of course. I couldn't afford. But it would play these free local channels. And on one of these channels, there would be Friends reruns. And I was like, oh, wow, this is my way of learning how to speak English. Because I'm noticing all these immigrants around Bay Area who probably have come from countries where they did not even learn English as their second language in school. So I did not have an excuse. So that's when I turned to Friends with volume up, caption on. That's what remember. That way, I did not want to miss even a single word, how they were forming their sentences, the cultural cues of how they use their hand gestures, etc., etc. And that's how I overcame this language barrier. What happened, in a way, is I adapted. I adapted to new environment by learning new skill, and I became resilient individual. So today, I invite you to inspect this intriguing question, resilience. Is it a born trait or a built muscle? In my mind, it is both. All of us are born resilient individuals. However, we can hone and nurture resilience even further. Just like any other muscle in our body, like when we go to the gym, we can do that with resilience as well. We are in fact surrounded by so many resilient heroes. right? We have veterans, we have refugees, we have cancer survivors. Each and every one of them with their unique, heroic resilience story. My personal story is not going to be a match. I won't even pretend. However, what I can say for sure is, in its own small way, my story has been of determination and persistence. Today, I'll be sharing some of those stories with all of you. From my stories, I have distilled resilience down to 3 key pillars. 1, adaptability. It's the remarkable ability to adjust, cope, and evolve in the face of life's adversities. 2nd, advocacy. In fact, it's the foundation of being a problem solver, of being a change maker. It's about reaching out, connecting with people, seeking guidance, even promoting oneself when needed. It's a reminder that we don't have to face life's challenges all by ourselves. And lastly, assurance or self-assurance. In my mind, it's more than self-confidence. We can build this by building a strong connection with ourselves, a bond with ourselves. It's a promise that we are giving to ourselves that no matter what happens, we are going to be there. We are going to be taking care of ourselves. So with that, let's go back to my childhood. I grew up in a chawl system in Mumbai, India. A chawl system is very peculiar living community where you have small apartments on the same floor that share balconies and toilets. My own apartment was a small 10 by 22 feet. Think of it as a hall that's divided in a kitchen and a living room. Another peculiar thing about chawls is people don't close the doors and windows. So neighbors come and go as they please, as needed. Lots of life events are shared, communally, like someone's wedding, someone's baby is born. So in general, it's a noisy environment. Especially challenging for someone like me, who as a little girl had promised to myself that I'm going to study super hard, do really well, and I'm going to make big one day. My definition of making big one day that time was, one day I'm going to have a bungalow and there is going to be a car in front of my bungalow. That's what I used to tell my friends. The challenge was, how do you focus and study? My next door neighbor, who is very, very near and dear to me, he was a big Bollywood fan. So every morning as he got ready for work, he would blast latest Bollywood hits. So I adapted. What I would do is I would take my books, go all the way to the corner of our floor where there were toilets and no one really lived. I would stand by the railings with my books, studying with my fingers in my ears, making makeshift earplugs. That was actually a great, great way to concentrate because it forced me. It was telling my brain that I'm not going to focus on that music that's playing over there. I'm going to be really studying hard with whatever material was in front of me. This was just one way of adaptation. There were lots of other ways, but without going in details, what I can say is I did pretty well academically, even during engineering, always had my top rank, and eventually in '99, I moved to US. But year 2000 was no fun year. It was the year of dot-com bubble burst. My husband lost his job, and I was about to lose mine. I remember it was a Friday afternoon, and my manager told me that unfortunately, because of economic conditions, your contract is getting over. So this time, I advocated for myself. I literally went around the entire startup or floor and met with every single hiring manager, asking them if they had a role for me that same evening. One of the managers, I like to think that he was very impressed with my determination. Maybe he just took pity on me, but he gave me an assignment of 2 to 3 weeks, short development stint. That turned out into 10 years long journey with that same company, and I got my green card. So this time I applied to Cisco Systems team lead role. Interview went great. Everyone loved me. The hiring manager loved me. By end of the day, they gave me soft incline because I was still supposed to have call with my skip level manager over phone. He was again in Texas. Somehow Texas is part of my story, always. So I was great, feeling really happy, and I was thinking, I got this. It's just formal call with the skip level manager. So I talked to him, and next day, this is what I received, a rejection. I was devastated and confused. What just happened? Once again, I decided to advocate for myself. I went to LinkedIn, found this hiring manager, connected with him, and I sent him a long message saying, I don't know what happened. I'm super, super interested in this role, and I really believe I'm the right candidate for this role. I bring this to the table, that to the table, et cetera, et cetera. This manager also decided to give me a second chance. And I was supposed to have a call with my skip level manager once again. This time I was super ready. I was ready with, I don't know what questions he's looking for. I don't know what he's looking in this, candidate. So super prepared. As soon as I pick up the phone, he tells me, you are hired. We are, in fact, looking for someone with this type of self-drive and ownership. And that's it, like 2 minutes call. Point being, with advocacy, I was able to turn that rejection into a successful hire call. Those were a couple of examples where I use advocacy to solve my personal problems. But I have also used it to address social causes that are near and dear to me or my family. For example, my daughter, the one in dress, when she was a middle schooler, she was super sad about California drought. It's been lots of years when we didn't have rains and our yard was brown, neighbors' yards were brown, hills were brown. Brown is the new green was the in slogan. And she was so afraid of climate change that what is this going to do? Like, is this the life I'm going to lead? This was also the time when she wanted to be a fashion designer. So I encouraged her to design t-shirts, sell them online, and with whatever money she earned, donate that to Greenpeace. She was super excited. She partnered with a friend of hers, and I partnered with friend's mom, who is actually in the audience here. And what started as a fun summer project is now a registered nonprofit called Dandelion. Through Dandelion, we have run walkathon, full-length dance production, a dance solo, and the girls raise thousands of dollars to donate for their schools for eco-friendly lights. And also, we raise money for solar panels for a school in India. In 2017, similarly, I did something different. Instead of working on coding project as part of our Amazon Music's annual Hack Day, I decided to instead write a proposal called Girls Who Don't Code Yet. The idea was to bring in high schoolers who have never thought about tech. They don't know about this industry. They have never thought about programming. They probably don't even know what the programming is. We wanted to invite these girls and give them hands-on experience of fixing something in Amazon Music application. We had them, fix bugs in something to do with Alexa interaction with music or creating a game with songs for Amazon Music, which gives them that satisfaction that with little skills, they can make a big impact. In addition to that, we had them meet with product managers, program managers, UX designers. The idea was to show them that programming is not the only path they can take to become part of tech industry. There are lots of different roles, and they can pursue any one of these roles. We have hosted this event for past 6 years, and must have hosted around 300 to 400 high schoolers. Some of these girls have now chosen computer science as their major. Coming back to my personal story. In year 2022, life threw biggest curveball at me. One fine day, I woke up with tinnitus in my ears. For those who don't know what tinnitus is, it's ringing in either one or both ears that does not go away. Being a problem solver, I wanted to fix this problem as well. I must have met at least 10 different medical professionals, audiologists, ENT specialists, all sorts of things. But the answer was same. There is no easy button. You have to learn how to adjust with the condition. It may or may not stop. There is no guarantee. And I didn't know what to do because you have this constant ringing in your ears, and you are really, really, missing that silence. But the silver lining of having this condition was it forced me to listen to my body. My body was telling me something here, or mindfulness meditation, to be more specific. I started practicing mindfulness meditation every day that have become part of my routine, just like brushing my teeth. This disconnecting, even if it's for 10 minutes of the day, I now notice that how much peace there is in that. And as a result of that, what I have realized is I am so much more connected with that little girl that I had promised to take care of and make it big one day. I am with her now. The silence is not back. But what I can say is there is peace within. And in the end, by practicing these 3 key pillars, remember that you are going to be a resilient individual, even better at that. And in the end, no matter what life throws at you as curveball, please know that you are all going to be all okay. Thank you.